Welcome back to EpicAirsoftHD. This week we have the Bear Project's CheyTac M200 Intervention. Alright, we're back again with another massive sniper rifle. In fact, this is probably the biggest gun we've had in EpicAirsoftHD. Probably the biggest one we're going to ever have. I've not seen anything coming out soon that's as big as this thing. Alright, this is the Beta Projects version. Of course, there's the Ares version and the SOCOM Gear version. We got this one on loan from Airsoft World, so we'd like to thank those guys for that, because this is some rare piece of kit. Alright, let's have a look at some of the features of this particular gun. Right, we'll start from the back. I'm not going to pick this thing up because it's going to be damn awkward to actually carry. It weighs a ton. You've got the rear cheek piece here. This is set up for a right hand shooter, not a left hand. You're going to be pretty damn awkward if you're going to be using this as a lefty because there's not much there for the cheek. I'll demonstrate that here by picking it up. You'll see there, nice cheek rest, and I've got the scope nice set up with a little riser here. That's really neat because when I bring it up to cheek, I'm right on target there, and it's pretty easy to use. Also, you'll notice at the back here is a monopod. That's easily adjustable by just pushing in the button there. It swings in, and that's good for when you're putting it back into storage. Really neat function. We've seen something similar to that on the big ASW 338, which is a very similar gun. You can check that out as well by clicking this annotation. It won't interrupt this review. I'll open a new window, just hit the pause button, you can come straight back here. Alright, it's got the sort of semi-sniper marksman grip, similar to the PSG one. I think that was the first gun ever to incorporate this. It's really nice because if you're sitting there in that camping position, you've always got a nice rest here for your hand. You're not going to get cramped by holding this big massive heavy gun, so it's pretty neat. The stock is of course collapsing, so I'll show you how to operate that. You swing your monopod up there, and there's a button on this side. You just push it in and you push it in with your shoulder. And the nice feature with the cheek rest is it goes all the way in there and it fits into this nice neat groove, and it locks into place. So you need to push the button again to pull it out. Another cool feature with the stock is you only push the first increment. You can pull it the rest of the way out and then just push it forward, and it's locked into place. This isn't going anywhere. It's really sturdy, even though it's held in with two tubes. They're made of steel, so again, absolutely awesome construction. Bear Project, we've also done the AK before, and they really shine in terms of external quality, especially for the likes of the materials that you use. This cast steel stuff is solid as a rock. Alright, top rail here. Not a lot of rail considering we did the ASW before. It was just absolutely covered in rails, but this is basically a standalone sniper rifle. You just want to get a big scope on top of here, something probably bigger than this. It's a nice compact 6x32, something I prefer more. I don't like a big massive scope. It's overkill for airsoft, but if you want to go for that kind of role play, you can get yourself a nice big scope on top of there. We've also opted for putting a little 45-degree mount there. I've got a nice little red dot. I'll demonstrate how much wheel space is on there, and we'll get this on there as well later on in this review. Magazine holds 100 rounds. Mag is huge, actually. It weighs more than most airsoft pistols do. It's probably weighted with some sort of lead or something inside there, and it's like a brick. That is not going to get damaged anytime soon. It's nice steel construction, and the mechanism inside is also metal. A lot of grease on this gun, like in a real gun. Even smells that way. Anyway, I'll show you how you load this. Pretty damn easy. You're going to need yourself a speed loader full of BBs. We're using 0.3 gram precision BBs for this gun, and it comes with its very own speed loader. These are really kind of old times stuff. I've not seen this for a long while for like loading DSR mags and things, but you really do need this. I've tried it with doing the speed loader and it is a pain in the ass. So I'm going to go ahead and load this magazine up. Pretty easy to do. Just put your thing over the top there of the feeding lips. Fill this tube up to the little line with BBs, and then you just push down with this rod and it charges the magazine up. You can do that as much times as you want until you get 100 rounds in there and you're ready to go with this magazine. Right, we're going to put the magazine to the side for now because it's obviously going to cock BB inside. To cock the gun, this gun is spring powered. Probably the best thing you can have for a designated sniper rifle that's running over 400 to about 500 FPS. When you pull the lever back, clicks, push it forward, locks into place, and then you can pull the trigger. You can actually hear the power in this gun. It's around about 400 FPS, which isn't great for a sniper rifle, but you can go ahead and put upgrades in this, and it is upgradable. You can check out Airsoft World's website for all those kind of upgrades you can purchase on there. Moving on here, you've got the carry handle slash like takedown handle. I'll do a takedown later on in the review as well. It's pretty easy done. It's a ring here, you just unscrew, you pull out this pin, pull the handle to the side, and the whole front end comes off and it goes into storage. The box is pretty cool as well. It's all designated slots, so you can get away nice and neat and away back home to get it cleaned up and ready for your next game day. Front bipod is beefy, it's huge. Some nice functions on this too. They're actually spring loaded, these little things, so when I push the button they just extend back up. They do go a lot further than that, I'll show you that soon. Folds away, nice and neat. So whether you're going to be carrying it about, you don't want it snagged on bushes and things like that, you can get it extended up there. And they're pretty easy to put back down again once you're ready to shoot. Just hold these buttons in and you can pull the legs out to as far as you want. Huge, massive long barrel. I know a lot of you guys think the longer the barrel, the better the accuracy, the better the range. Well, it does help on groupings, but I've found out here in tests that it's not that big a deal. The barrel in there doesn't run the full length, it comes to about here, but again, not a trouble because you'll see soon how it fares on the accuracy test. We'll compare it to the rest. Alright, let's get this shroud off here, off this scope, and we'll put the side mount on there as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this shroud off and explain to you what I'm doing. Oh god, that's really squeaky and horrible. Anyway, let's get it off there. On a previous episode we showed you a T1 angle mount. What I've done is I've taken the T1 off and I've got another cool scope which we'll review in the future, which is the one you'll recognise. It's the Spec Ops style one for the M4. You probably recognise this from games like Battlefield 3. This runs off a little fibre optic thing, so there's no batteries in this, which is really neat. It's forever powered from this little fibre optic thing in the front that projects a little red dot on the inside. It's a nice little neat triangle. So what we can do is we can actually get this on top here on the angle mount, and instead of using the big 6x scope, when we get closer up, say like 20-30 metres to our opponent, you can actually turn the gun to an angle, like so, and you've got a little red dot, so it's easier to see and acquire your target, which is pretty cool. Although it looks like it's interfering with the scope here, it doesn't, because of the scope is so transfixed here down this focal line. The bolt heads aren't they aren't interrupting at all with your scope, so it's pretty cool. Looks neat as well, very special forces, so it's pretty worthwhile doing stuff like this to your gun and give it that little, you know, bit of uniqueness. Right, I mentioned before that we can take the gun down, so let's go ahead and do that. It's easy done, you just turn this ring here. I've deliberately left it loose so it's easier for me to do, but you can obviously get some sort of tool in there and tighten it up nice and tight. So once this comes free, you can slide it away, like so, and there's a nice big pull ring here. All you do is you pull this out. Actually it'd be much easier if I just collapse the stock away and set it vertically, which I'll do the way you're supposed to do it. Once we've got it sitting like this, you just pull this pin out, pull the whole thing away, and it rotates and it springs out. There is a gigantic spring in there to aid you in getting this big lump of heavy steel out. It's pretty neat. You can obviously put it back in again. Easy done, hopefully. You just put it back in, push it as hard as you can, and then you slide it back around again. Pull this ring out and guide it into place. Once that ring locks back into place like so, you just put this ring back on again, tighten that up, and that's you ready to go again. Pretty simple, and it allows you to get a much smaller gun bag than if it was this full length here. So neat, thumbs up to Beta Project for including that feature. Alright, we've already seen how our other sniper rifles got on, like the Dragunov by Real Sword and the ASW 338. So let's take this out in the range just now and see how it does on the 30 metre range. Alright, we're here on our shooting test. We'd normally have a really big vise holding the gun into place, but this is kind of bigger than a vise. So we're going to go ahead and use the monopod and the bipod setup to keep it steady. I've also got the scope on top here, so I'm going to be aiming for the exact same point with every shot, which is really easy with a setup like this. So if you're looking for a nice steady sniper rifle where you can just sit in the one place all times and basically focus on a certain area, this is great for you. Otherwise, running about with this gun is going to be ridiculously difficult. It weighs a ton, it's really long, so for woodland it's not going to be absolutely perfect or ideal. Alright, we're using 0.3 gram BBs for this test because it's shooting 400 feet per second, so I don't think it's going to merit putting like anything heavier than a 4.6 in it. So we're going to see how it does with the 0.3s and just show you exactly how it compares to the other guns. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put a few shots down range. So easy way to load, just a bolt action like the real thing. Right, I'll just get to that spot where I was before and I'll fire a few shots. Okay, here we go. Alright, I'm going to stop there and explain exactly what's happening. The first shot that comes out is coming relatively straight, but the second shot is hooking away right, so there's obviously something not right with this gun, or it's just a characteristic of this. It's getting plenty of range, but the accuracy is absolutely dreadful. It's the worst we've ever came across. Unfortunately, that just sometimes happens with airsoft guns. This gun is, to get the best performance out of it, you're going to have to spend a lot of time and a lot of effort setting it up, getting the right upgrade parts and making sure the barrel is true. This is something that I like to explain. With barrel length like this, you get a much higher chance of something going wrong with it in manufacture. We own a precision machine shop here, so we see this all the time. The longer something is, the more warped it can become. So if you get a slight deviation in there, it becomes much worse when it comes out the other end. So there could be a slight kink at the end there. When it comes out to the end, it's getting really, really bad. And that's exactly what's happening here. For an ideal sniper rifle, this really isn't great. For a much better sniper rifle, you can check out Daedalus' L96. That's a standard L96 airsoft gun made by Warrior, and it performs a lot better than this. It's much more consistent. Alright, we'll move on to the summary and we'll let you guys know exactly how much this costs, etc. Okay, let's have a look at that accuracy test a bit closer up. As you can see, it's very, very disappointed. I'm disappointed with it too, don't worry. I mean, we'll get another sniper rifle out here. We'll get a TM Tokyo Marui VSR 10 out here and we'll compare it against this. I'm pretty sure we'll get a much better test result out there on that. We've cleaned the barrel. We use the same BBs as we do as all our guns that we use, so it's nothing to do with that. It's all the gun's fault. So we'll get Airsoft World to have a look into it, see what's going on with it. But for having a double hit there and one there, it's maybe an issue just with this one, but again, we'll need to have a wee look into that. Sniper rifles, as we know, for our other tests as well, like the SW338 and the Dragunov, they haven't stacked up really well against some of the AGs we've done before. We're really hoping to get a sniper rifle that really changes all that. A lot of you guys ask us, oh, what's the best sniper rifle to buy? We're out here giving you a really honest review on how they work and exactly how they perform. So again, sorry about that. Sometimes it's just going to happen out here at EpicAirsoftHD. Although if you're looking for something externally and you're a really good airsmith or gunsmith, as we like to call it, something you can work on, this is going to be a great platform for you. Unfortunately, if you're starting out and sniping, this is not going to do you any favours, guys. I would avoid it at the time being, but we'll revisit it. Hopefully we'll get someone to fix it for us. We'll take it back out here, we'll get another test down the range. You can see other guns like this, like the ASW338 on the performance test. You can stack it against this. Performs a little bit better. You can also see a video of one of these in Scout the Doggy's, it's actually Scout the Doggy's latest video. We've also got another sniper rifle here of Daedalus'. It's a much cheaper one and it shoots much better than this one does. It's a really cheap gun. It's really awesome. It's a great little midweek episode that we shot. If you want to see more guns like this, guys, hit in the comments box below what you want to see us do a review. We're here for you. Also, put your video responses to this gun here. We'll pick the best video response to this and we'll actually put it on our next episode, put it down there. So you can let us know what you think about this. Also, don't forget to subscribe. We've got a cool midweek episode coming along. It's the AUG high cycle like we did last week. We're going to annihilate some cans of whipping cream, pressurized cans, so God knows what's going to happen with it. Anyway, guys, good to have you on the show. We'll see you next week.